right, man. Let's talk about NFL draft makeover. Lions won't draft the quarterback of the future with their top 22 pick. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. This is going to be a hot topic about drafting the quarterback. And then the alternatives to drafting the quarterback. Here's our alternatives. Okay, it says every week during the 2021 NFL season. Can you see this? Yeah, you can see this. We're going to just be honest here, overreact to what we've seen on the field for different NFL teams, and begin rejecting NFL draft prospects at positions of concern and need. Think of it as a mini one-team mock draft with the early round 1-2, middle 3-4, and late 5-7 prospects at each team respective positions of concern. It says this week NFL draft makeover is for the Detroit Lions. It was actually been the best week for the Lions 2021 season following the 10-1 start. Detroit's first victory of the season and first under the head coach Dan Campbell was one to remember. It was hard let's see what they're talking about. So they say the early round prospect, quarterback Desmond Ridder. Do something for him. It says mid-round prospect Justin Ross, receiver. And they just kind of categorized it. And my thing is this, man. We're going to get a big close look for Desmond Ridder. It says that for the purposes of exercise, we're going to forego the potential debate that could ensue with number one Kayvon Thibodeau, Aiden Hudson, which wrote about elsewhere. The Lions now know they need to find a young quarterback around who they could build. Goff laid flurry against the Vikings aside, he had mostly tough first season in Detroit. Even though Goff contract likely binds him to Detroit for another year, he can't be counted on as a starter for very long. It would appear. So the sweet spot to landing a quarterback might happen with either Lions' second first-round pick, this Ram selection currently sitting at 24, or their second-round choice currently at number 33 overall. Okay, we think this might ultimately land a range for a player like Ridder. Coming into the season and even following Cincinnati big win early this year over Notre Dame, we view Ridder as a high floor, low ceiling prospect as an NFL starter. But he's undeniably has raised his game of late and played his best football down the stretch, heading to the Bearcats' historic playoff appearance against Alabama. So it would not shock us if Holmes at the game, it would not shock us at all to see Holmes at the game as the Lions start drilling down 2022 class quarterback prospect Kenny Pitt, Ole Miss, Matt Carroll, North Carolina, Sam Hall as three prospects. We'll see a factor of around one pitcher as well. But assuming all three are off the board, which isn't a crazy notion, Ridder could be a realistic option. They forget about Malik Hawkins too. Okay, my thing is this, man. I see what he do versus Alabama. Hadn't seen much of him. Don't watch many Cincinnati Bearcat games, but I watched one this weekend, and we'll see. But Detroit needs somebody that's mobile and got a big arm, and obviously who can actually go through progressions and or who can retain that ability to go through progression and stuff. They need somebody who just a couple things, big arm and mobile. Those are the two things. If you got to go to Green Bay, you got to go to Minnesota. You got to be able to have big hands. You got to be able to have a big arm, and that's something you got to think about. And they got to be mobile. So, like I said before, the quarterback is too important. His position is too important, not to pass. People talk about defensive end and all. Yeah, but defensive end is not going to have. It's not impactful. You can have the best defensive end and still lose games. Look at Chicago. They got Khalil Mack. You know what I'm saying? And they still getting their ass whooped because they don't have great quarterback play. Great quarterback play is too important. Now, are the things around great quarterbacks important too? Yeah, being able to run the ball, being able to take and throwing out to the pass catchers, yes. That's very important, but they need somebody special at quarterback. That's what Detroit needs. Somebody that's mobile, got an arm, who can, go through progressions, who can pick up things fast, and who's resilient, who's tough, who embodies what being a Detroiter is about, And Lamar Jackson would have been perfect for them. But yeah, they have issues filling that position. And so that's the Chicago Bears, kind of using them as an example. So, like I said before, if you take somebody later, you got to be able to strap your nuts on and be able, and if you're in a position next year to find, or the next couple of years to find elite talent, you're not married to the second round guy or the third round guy you find. Unless he's good, you got to be able to make the type of decision Arizona made with Josh Rosen and Kyler Murray. You have to articulate that to Martha. If I got a prospect next year that I feel really good about, and let's say Ritter or whoever rides the bench next year, Kenny Pickett or Carroll, and I really feel good about whoever come out next year, and I have the capital or I'm in position to take them, I got to tell Martha, man, I got to go get this guy. And I need your blessing to be able, and we might have to pay 2 really good quarterbacks. Okay, money, and it's the guy. So, you got to get that blessing. You know what I'm saying? And then, remember last year was the same thing. Oh, next year quarterback class are better. We don't need Fields or Mac Jones. And now this year class get here. It's not what we thought it was, or not what we got, what we all thought it was. So if you got somebody there you like, you got to take them, or you got to find a way to maneuver to get them. Even if you're reaching, or even if you got to be in a position to take another quarterback next year high. The quarterback position is too important not to take gambles and risk on. It's just too important, bro. And you see, with Jared Goff, had you got Teddy Bridgewater or somebody else, you would have 4, 5, 6 wins right now. And I don't say that jokingly. So people talking about Aiden Hutchinson and this guy, man, we got to figure this position out. And can you put a stopgap on this? Yeah, you can. You can wait till next year. But if next year it's not a proven guy, if you see somebody you like, or somebody you semi-like in the second and third round, you got to take them. Okay? You have to take them. You got to find a way to get them. And the Lions got a lot of, compensatory picks, 3 or 4 or 5 of them coming. A lot of them coming. So, like I said before, when you talking about stop gaps and stuff of that nature, you better have a plan in place. Because Detroit need a mobile, big arm quarterback because you going outdoors. Somebody that embodies and somebody that can read progressions or retain or they can learn to read progressions, but somebody that's strong-willed and that represents the city of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? But you can't just take one for the sake of taking one. But Fitzpatrick, Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, Cam Newton, Tyrod Taylor, Jameis Winston, Jacoby Brissett, Teddy Bridgewater, Marcus Mariota, Joe Flacco, Mitchell Trubisky, Tim Boyle, Blaine Gabbert, Chad Henne, Brandon Allen, Mike Lennon, A.J. McCarron, Geno Smith. So it's not a great Dwayne Haskins, Josh. It's not a great Phillip Walker. It's not a great free agent class for quarterbacks. Somebody could get released and this, that, and some solid guys in there, but it's too important. It's too important not to completely invest into the quarterback position. So, it's too important next year. So you can't miss this. Can't miss this next year. If Howell or Mary or Carroll or Ryder or Malik Will, whoever, if they go out and be great quarterbacks, you miss, that's going to be huge because you already missed on Herbert. You got to find the right guy. He may not check all these boxes I said, but you got to find the right guy. Even if somebody hitting the 6th or 5th round undrafted, you got to find him. It's too important. And people talking about defensive end or they still screaming defense, but they don't see the real issue. It's the quarterback position. If you get the quarterback position right, I think the Lions are good enough to be a 500 team if they get it right. If you drop a Tom Brady, if you drop a Rodgers here, if you drop somebody, Lamar Jackson, you good enough. Offensive line will be healthy next year. Continue to build that depth. You know what I'm saying? Find some pass catchers. Shore up the inside and edge rushers on defense. Find a safety. You young enough. You young enough to take that step. But they gotta put something. They gotta find a guy that can come in here and push Jared Goff. So we'll see. Some people people say, just wait for 2 or 3 years, man. You wait 2 or 3 years, man. It's not a given. This year is supposed to be good, and it's not. Best available, but the quarterback has too much of an impact. It's too impactful. Jameis Winston might be available, whoever but it's too impactful to put a stop plug on there and wait the next year. And if you wait the next year, you need to turn a lot of these draft capital you got into capital next year, where you can position yourself to move up and get elite talent. You know what I'm saying? So, 3 or 4 of them 5 compensatory picks, package them with the first round pick, and do something next year. Cool. But this was the year, and that's why you take when you got a deal that you have versus with Carolina. Hold on, give me one. When you had that deal that you had on the table with Carolina, you could end up with Sewell and Justin Fields. I mean, obviously you have to take it. This has been perfect situation for Justin Fields to sit behind Jared Goff and learn something, and maybe spell him and come in and show him what he got down the stretch. So, I mean, you gotta wait and see. But it's too important to pass up. But we'll see. But they gotta find. It may not be a guy in this draft. But they gotta find the right guy pretty soon because Jared Goff is just a very, very poor stopgap. So let me know what you guys think. See these bowl games come. See who rise and fall. Kind of combine coming up and all that good stuff. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You have the business question, inquiry, response, review request. All my social media links, subscription. Twitter the fastest way, then Facebook, then Instagram. If you have a business question, inquiry, response, review request. All links there. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. All that's rolling at the bottom of the screen too. Appreciate the love, support. Best way to help. Share the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, thumbs up, next subscribe button, it's the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase change, get notifications. We go live, drop a video. Chat Detroit Line Soft playlist. Peace.